When we're looking at food chains and food webs, there are times that we're going to be using what's called an ecological pyramid. And an ecological pyramid is just a diagram. So for you visual picture people, these are kind of nice. And what it shows you, there are three different types. So it's a diagram that can show you the amount of energy that's available or the amount of matter that's available. And we also have one that deals with the number of living organisms that's available at each trophic level. So the amount of levels in the pyramid is going to depend again on how many items are in your food chain. In an energy pyramid, we're going to be looking at the amount of energy that's available at each level. So again, remember that only 10% of the energy actually moves up to the next level because we lose 90% of the energy as it's moving up to that level, because the majority of the energy gets lost as heat. We use the energy, we lose it internally to our own body organ. That's why we have an internal body temperature. Some of that heat loss getting used up from the energy. So this would be a picture of, again, an energy pyramid. The amounts here off to the side are listed in kilocalories. We know that calories are a way for us to measure energy in food. And what I want you to notice is that in all of these pyramids, you're going to find your biggest number at the bottom, producers, in this case 1,000 kilocalories. And when you go up to the next level, you only get 10% of it. You've lost 90% of those calories. Those are gone. They get used up as heat. As you move up to the next level, you went from 100 down to 10. Only 10% goes up. Again, only 10% moves up. So every single time the number is getting smaller, and this one shows you this as well, only it shows you is a percent instead of the calories. So you have 100% energy here, and then 10 and 1 and 0.1, and you're moving your decimal to the left one place as you move up. And you also notice that the amount of this pyramid really large at the bottom, and then each level it's getting just a little bit smaller until the very top is incredibly small. That was an energy pyramid. We also have biomass, living mass. We're going to be referring to the amount of tissue that's available. So the living tissue from the living organisms within the trophic level, how much living tissue is available. So this is going to represent the amount of food that each level could offer the level above it. So for instance, we have plants and mice, snakes, and a hawk. So 500 kilograms, if you added up the amount of mass available, 500 kilograms of plant material, 500 kilograms, excuse me, of mice or rats. Notice again the number's getting smaller. Only 10% of that mass moves up. Only 10% of 500, 50. 10% of 50, 5. So we're getting smaller every single time. It doesn't matter which pyramid. The numbers start out largest at the bottom, they're smallest at the top. And our third one is a pyramid of numbers. This literally would tell you how many organisms you have at each trophic level. So you would need to know population size of each species that you're looking at. This one doesn't give you an actual number, but it shows relative numbers. You have the lowest amount at the top, 1 hawk, for instance. You have 3 snakes. You have quite a few more rabbits. And then if you counted every single blade of grass, you'd have quite a few. So again, biggest number is at the bottom, smallest at the top, and it gets smaller and smaller every single time you move up to the next level.